Tell me this isn't a systematical setup, okay? So, knowing that Desiree Leo, Tish, and Chris Mitchell lured Brianna from my care in Maine to the state of Vermont by bus, it took her over 24 hours. When she got there, she had no place to go. She had no place to go. They didn't set her up in a motel. They didn't set her up with a shelter place. Nothing like that, okay? So she was there until the following Friday night when 211 finally got her into a motel room. Well, why did they get her into a motel room at the Roadway Inn in Rutland, knowing that it's a bad area, knowing Brianna's medical condition, knowing throughout her records with them that Brianna gets scared being alone, and then knowing all of what she's been through and they force her to be alone? No, that's not right. That's abuse and neglect, as well as abandonment. So with that being said, I want to know what fucking right anybody has to lure. That sounds to me like human trafficking by the state of Vermont through human services. Isn't that what they did right from the beginning when Brianna was 14 years old? I've got proof of it. I've got proof that she was abused by Border Patrol Agent Jeffrey Hare. Okay? I got proof through a letter that her homeroom teacher wrote that Mary Hare lured my daughter. Okay? Because he wrote a letter out of great concern of the growing personal relationship between Mary Hare and his student. He got fired for that, didn't he, Mary Hare? So now we go to Brianna was on an involuntary hold over the summer. So if she was that fucking bad when she was really medically ill, why didn't she go to the hospital instead of a psych ward? She got put on an involuntary hold in the psych ward. Court ordered, okay? For 60 fucking days down at Rutland Regional Medical Center in the state of Vermont, Rutland, Vermont. And so when she gets to Burlington this past weekend, she was so sick, and she called me at 5:30 in the morning. She called me, and I tried talking to her because she was feeling so sick and she was so cold. She didn't know what to do, so she wanted to sign herself in because it was driving her over the edge, which I can understand. Anybody that's been homeless and been put through the fucking shit that my daughter and I have been put through, even without it. I've not ever wanted to be suicidal or thought of suicide, but I've seen a lot of people out here and heard a lot of people tell me their stories about being suicidal. And it's not even anything compared to what I've been through or what my daughter's going through or been through. Their reasoning for wanting to be suicidal, mostly males, I'm just saying. And then there's females that these males cause to want to be suicidal because they do shit like living proof, my daughter and myself. Human trafficking, sex trafficking, and then throw us out to the fucking walls like we're nothing. After we've done everything for you people, we've carried your lies and hidden your fucking lies. Not because we're involved, but because you told them to us. You told us all your evils, what you've done. And expect that we should help you still? No. Don't come this way. But back to it. Brianna went to that hospital. I filed a missing persons and a well-being check. Vermont acted on it. Why didn't Maine act on it? So when they acted on it, it was because somebody else called. It wasn't because I called, okay? They were quick to locate and find out that Brianna had gotten over to the hospital. They didn't know how. Well, when Brianna ended up in Rutland Hospital, it's because she took herself this time. And so she was there for 72 hours, and they made her leave. Knowing her medical conditions and such, I see that as being some sort of neglect and malpractice. We're going to check into that. Because why was she put on a bus again and told to go to the Economic Services in Burlington for help? She gets on the fucking bus and goes there like she's told. And they called the ambulance and the police and said that she was suicidal. Well, she may have told them that she wanted to die because she couldn't take any more of this bullshit. Anybody going through what she's been through, I can only imagine what's going through her mind. I know what I go through. And I don't take medications. I don't drink alcohol. But I try to sleep at night. And I try to be productive in life. As well as the state continues to try to destroy me and Brianna, we still continue to fight for our lives and thrive to help others so it doesn't happen to you. So again, knowing that Brianna got turned out of a fucking hospital when she went for help and sent to economic services on a goddamn fucking RCT bus, and then she ends up in the hospital. Well, now she's been in the hospital going on 4 days in a medical treatment hospital, not a fucking psych ward. So again, Brianna's going to have plenty of proof, medical records, and reports against Northeast Kingdom Mental Health Services and their better judgments. You should have never put my daughter on a bus. You should have never lured her out of my care, and you should have never taken my grandson from my daughter.